We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. concluded his state visit to Singapore with the signing of 4 memoranda of understanding and agreements to boost mutual economic resiliency between the two countries. These include the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in Personal Data Protection, water collaboration, counter-terrorism, and digital cooperation. The two countries also signed a joint communique on the recruitment of Filipino healthcare workers between the Department of Migrant Workers and the Philippines and the Ministry of Health in Singapore. Press Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles said the government is hoping that the deals on sending more Filipino healthcare workers to Singapore would be implemented as soon as possible, noting that Singapore recognizes the contribution of our local healthcare workers in their fight against COVID-19. Migrant Workers Secretary Susan Toots Ople earlier said Singapore is eyeing to hire 3,000 Filipino healthcare workers. Malacanang urged the Health and Tourism Departments to reach a compromise on relaxing the mandatory face mask policy in the country amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The Philippines is considering proposals to ease the face mask policy just like in other parts of the world. Press Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles said places that have eased their face mask rules have seen a significant increase in tourist arrivals. However, Cruz Angeles said the DOH would still have a major say on the fate of the mandatory face mask policy. DOH Officer in Charge Maria Rosario Vergere earlier insisted on the wearing of face masks as it provides 70 to 80% protection against COVID-19 and other infectious diseases. Dr. Ron Jean Solante, an infectious disease expert, had also thumbed down the lifting of face masks, citing the presence of the highly infectious Omicron variant. For its part, the Interagency Task Force has recommended the voluntary wearing of face masks in open spaces or non-crowded outdoor areas. The IATF convened on Monday to discuss their own recommendations to the Office of the President on the face mask policy. Earlier, the Cebu City government issued an executive order making face mask use voluntary in open spaces. The Commission on Appointments has confirmed the ad interim appointment of Civil Service Commission Chair Carlo Nograles. The CA Committee on Constitutional Commissions and Offices recommended today Nograles' confirmation, which was approved by the plenary. Nograles, who was chosen by President Bongbong Marcos, will serve as CSC Chair until February 2nd, 2029. He was appointed during the administration of former President Rodrigo Duterte, but his quorum was bypassed. The CA also confirmed the appointment of George Garcia as chairperson of the Commission on Elections. Garcia, who was the election lawyer of Marcos, was appointed as COMELEC commissioner during former President Duterte's term, but his appointment was also bypassed. Garcia will serve as COMELEC chair until February 2nd, 2029. Criminal charges have been filed against CPP-NPA-NDF founder Joe Masison and some ranking officials for 2 separate attacks and alleged recruitment of minors in Western Visayas and Central Mindanao. The Criminal Investigation and Detection Group of the Philippine National Police said charges of violation of Republic Act No. 9851 or the Philippine Act on Crimes Against International Humanitarian Law, Genocide, and Other Crimes Against Humanity are filed against members of the National Democratic Front for indirect participation in connection with the burning of heavy equipment in Hamtic, Antique on June 2nd, 2018. Also charged were members of the NPA's Guerrilla Front 11, Napoleon Tumagtang Command, and Southern Front Comiteng Rehiyon Panay. The case was filed before the Antique Provincial Prosecutor's Office. The same charges are also filed against members of the Comiteng Rehiyon Negros, Cebu, Bohol, Siquijor for burning a farm tractor of the company when it refused to pay the revolutionary tax. The case was filed in Bacolod City. 6 local communist rebels in Central Mindanao are also facing the same charges following a complaint for recruiting a minor and teaching him how to attack and ambush military and PNP personnel. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the PNA Newsroom. I am William Theo. Good evening, everyone.